Hello students, today's our topic is cell structure, and we have already studied what is a cell, what is the definition of cell, what are the types of cell, and who discovered cell theory, all these things that we have already discussed. And now we are going to look at what are the major components of the cell, how the cell is made with. Okay, so cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus, these are three major components of cell. Okay, these are the major three components of cell. Every cell is having cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. We have seen that different types of cells are there. So in each and every cell membrane will be there, cytoplasm will be there, nucleus will be there. Okay, so these are the three major or common components of cell. Firstly that we are going to look at cell membrane. Cell membrane is also known as what? Plasma membrane. Okay, what is another name of cell membrane? It is also known as plasma membrane. Okay, so plasma membrane, in this figure you can see that this is the outermost covering of the cell. Okay, this is the outermost covering of the cell, and see, this membrane is not allowing all materials to come inside the cell and otherwise go out from the cell also. For example, see, two molecules are coming. You just imagine like that. Two molecules are trying to enter the cell. This molecule is trying to enter the cell and this particle is also trying to enter the cell. The cell membrane is not allowing these materials to pass. Okay, cell membrane is not allowing this material to pass inside, but it will pass this molecule so that this particle can come inside. Okay, so the cell membrane has a selection process. It will select the material. Only the selected materials can get into the cell. Only the selected material can go out from the cell also. Okay, so this selection process is there for the plasma membrane, otherwise cell membrane, so that we can call the cell membrane as the semi-permeable membrane. Means it is not freely permeable or it is not fully permeable for all kind of materials. Only few kind of materials can go inside the cell and only few kind of materials can go out from the cell also. That is because of the cell membrane. It is selecting which should go, which should come in. Okay, that's why we are calling the cell membrane as semi-permeable membrane. Okay, and see, I have told you this cell membrane is common for all cells. All cells are having cell membrane. So what is the function of cell membrane? Cell membrane separates the cell from its surroundings. Okay, this is the first function. Cell membrane separates each and every cell from its surroundings. And what it is doing, it is giving a protection to the internal materials of the cell. See, you can see that inside this cell, one center one red sphere-like structure that you can see. What is this? This is nucleus of the cell. Okay, and this blue particles that you can see, this is a jelly-like material and we are calling it as cytoplasm. What we are calling? Cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a jelly-like material which is just inside the cell membrane. Okay, and that is known as cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasm there are so many cell organelles are there. See, I am making one cell organelle here. You can see this is known as endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this cell organelle is known as endoplasmic reticulum, and this is another one that I am making. This is known as what? Mitochondria. Okay, another one I will make, like this is Golgi apparatus. Okay, so you don't worry about the names of all these cell organelles. See, in our body there are so many organs are there. We have heart in our body. What is the function of heart? It is pumping the blood. Okay, without heart the blood circulation will not possible. And we have lungs, and lungs helping us to breathe. Okay, and what else? Kidney is there in our body. What it is doing? It is filtering our blood. So without kidney we cannot survive, without heart we cannot survive, without the lungs also we cannot survive. Like that, so many organs are there in our body and it is doing its own function. Okay. So all these organs are making us possible to live. Like that, in a cell there are so many small structures are there. Okay. And in our body organs are there. Like that, in cells so many small structures are there and we are calling it as organelles. Okay, cell organelles we are calling it as. Okay, this cell organelles has got its own function. Mitochondria, what it is doing? Mitochondria is it is making the energy. Okay, that is the function of mitochondria. And endoplasmic reticulum, that is the name of a cell organelle. It is helping passing in and out, or it is distributing the materials inside. Okay, that is a function of endoplasmic reticulum. I have already told you, you don't worry about the names of the cell organelles. So you have to understand that inside the cytoplasm there are so many small structures and we are calling it as what? Cell organelles, and they are doing its own function. Okay, like that. So what I am telling is that just inside the cell membrane, the cell is having cytoplasm, nucleus and so many cell organelles. All these are get protected by our cell membrane. Okay, so cell membrane is the outer covering of the cell and it separates the cell from the surroundings and it protecting what are inside in the cell. Okay, the materials which inside the cell is get protected by the cell membrane. That is the second function. And it gives a definite shape because of the cell membrane. The cell is getting a definite shape. Okay. And as I have told you before, it controls the in and out movement of the materials. Okay. So these are the major functions of cell membrane. So now what do you know about cell membrane? Cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell. Okay. And it separates the cell from the surroundings and it protects the internal materials of the cell and it gives a shape to the cell, and it is a semi-permeable membrane so that it controls the entry and exit of the materials in and out of the cell. Okay, so these are the four functions of cell membrane. This is a common thing for all cells. Okay, cell membrane. And cytoplasm that I have told you already, inside the cell membrane you can see a jelly-like substance that is known as cytoplasm. Okay, and cytoplasm is having so many structures inside, small structures inside, and we call it as cell organelles. Okay, at the center of the cell, in almost all cells, at the center of the cell there will be a control unit. Okay, there will be a control unit and that is known as a nucleus. Okay, each and every cell, so many activities are taking place in the cell. Okay, so to control all these activities there should be something inside and that is the nucleus. Okay, so within the cell there is a spherical body, almost it will be spherical in structure, and it controls all the activities of the cell and that is known as nucleus. Okay. And the cytoplasm and nucleus of a cell together called as what? Protoplasm. So what do you mean by protoplasm? Protoplasm means cytoplasm and nucleus of a cell together. It is known as a protoplasm and this is the living material of the cell. Okay. So what is the living material of the cell? Protoplasm. How the protoplasm made with? Cytoplasm and nucleus together. It is known as protoplasm. Okay, so cell membrane that we have studied, cytoplasm, you know what is cytoplasm now, that is a jelly-like substance within the cell membrane. Nucleus is the control center of the cell. So, another thing that we are going to look at is cell wall. Okay, what is that? Cell wall. And see, I have already told you that all the cell is having the outer covering, that is cell membrane. Okay. And in the case of plant cell, okay, this is a plant cell. In the case of a plant cell, you can see that as in the case of every cell, it is also having a cell membrane. Here, this black line, this is a cell membrane. Okay, and this plant cell is having an additional covering other than the cell membrane. Cell membrane is giving a protection. Other than that, one more protective layer is there in the plant cell. Outer to the cell membrane, this is cell membrane. Outer to the cell membrane, one more layer is there, and that is known as what? Cell wall. Okay, cell wall we are calling it as. So cell wall is a speciality that you can see in plant cell. It is an outermost covering of the plant cell. If there is a question, which dash is the outermost covering of the plant cell, what you will write? It's not cell membrane. Then what you will write? It will be cell wall. Okay, cell wall is the outermost covering of a plant cell. And how it is made with? It is made with a material known as cellulose. Cellulose is the material by which the cell wall is made with. Okay, and what is the function? It gives the rigidity and strength to the cell. Okay, rigidity and strength to the cell is provided by the cell wall, and it is also giving a particular shape to the plant cell, and it is also controlling some materials. The entry and exit of some materials is get controlled by cell wall. For example, large molecules, if any pathogen is coming or a large molecule is coming to enter into the cell wall will not allow to enter that particular material. So what do you know about cell wall now? Cell wall is an additional covering of the plant cell. In plant cell, you can see that apart from the cell membrane, one more cover will be there, and that is known as cell wall. And cell wall is made with the material cellulose, and it gives the rigidity and a particular kind of shape to the cell, and it controls the entry of large molecule inside the cell. Okay. So next thing is that next thing that we are going to look at is the details of cytoplasm and nucleus that I am going to take in the next class. Thank you.